Hello and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Things Written. Today we're talking about cults, harmful groups. We're not getting mixed up with semantics. It's about harmful groups and non-harmful groups. Harmful cults, we can call them, or non-harmful cults. It's not about beliefs. It's about what happens when you try to leave that group. That shows the true colors of these groups. Today, we're applying the framework to Scientology. In episode 1, we introduced the BTTW anti-cult warning signs, 5 indicators of harmful control groups. In episode 2, we applied the framework to Jehovah's Witnesses. Now we'll apply the same 5 warning signs to Scientology. What happens to people when they question, slow down, or try to leave? And those to us are really what is the sign of a cult. All right, so let's get into warning sign number 1. Leaving costs you people. Scientology is widely associated with a practice known as disconnection. It's very similar to disfellowshipping. Cutting off of contact with someone who is treated as hostile to the group or viewed as a threat. They call them SPs. In real life terms, this warning sign looks like family relationships strained or severed, relationships ended abruptly, pressure to choose the group over the person. Once relationships are placed on the line, people don't just weigh beliefs anymore, they weigh loss. When leaving means losing people, your relationship stops being freely given and becomes leverage, just like Jehovah's Witnesses. Warning sign number 2, obedience is not really optional. Scientology has a formal internal discipline. Culture often describes in terms of ethics. They have to always go to ethics if they're in trouble. So the key pattern is how disagreement is handled. When someone challenges leadership, policies, or core claims, disagreement doesn't stay disagreement. It becomes a character issue, an ethics issue, evidence that the person is out of alignment. Scientology's internal category of a suppressive person is relevant here because it creates an official framework for treating certain people as dangerous or destabilizing. Once a system has a category for this person is a threat, it doesn't need to argue with the person. It can manage them. This is warning sign number 2. Obedience becomes enforcement even when it's framed as voluntary. Warning sign number 3. Your worth is measured by what you do. Scientology is often described as high performance driven, especially within its most committed core, the C organization. In a performance based system, spiritual worth becomes measurable: production, compliance, endurance, results. When performance is a measure of worth, slowing down becomes moral failure, exhaustion becomes evidence you need more pressure, and personal limits become obstacles to overcome. Public facing messages may talk about improvement and empowerment, but in high control performance culture, the result is predictable. People learn to police themselves. They don't need constant supervision. The system moves inside them. That is warning sign number 3. Warning sign number 4. You're trained to limit outside input. This warning sign isn't only about members told to avoid. It's about what members are trained to feel. High control information environments includes pre-labeling critics as malicious, treating outside material as contamination, framing doubt as danger. Once a group trains fear and suspicion toward outside sources, it doesn't need bans. People self-limit. Curiosity becomes risky. Independent research becomes disloyal. Listening to the wrong person becomes unsafe. That fits warning sign number 4. Number 5, the system can never be wrong. Scientology has a long public history of aggressive conflicts with critics, deflectors, and outsiders who challenge it. In high control groups, this is the core move. If criticism appears, don't evaluate it, invalidate the critic. If harm is alleged, don't address it, reframe it as an attack. If mistakes are obvious, don't accept systematic blame, localize blame to individuals. This produces a system where members can fail, individuals can be at fault, but the structure stays untouchable. When accountability cannot land on the organization itself, correction is almost impossible. Patterns repeat. That's warning sign number 5. So let's put it all together. When the 5 warning signs cluster, you get it in a recognizable structure. 1. Leaving risks relationships. 2. Obedience is enforced through consequences. 3. Worth is tied to performance. 4. Outside input is treated as dangerous. 5. System remains insulated from accountability. This is why the BTTW anti-cult warning signs are useful. They don't require a group to look alike. They track the outcomes. What happens when you question? What happens when you slow down? What happens when you try to leave? So that concludes the 3-part series that we had. Episode 1, the framework. Episode 2, Jehovah's Witnesses. And Episode 3, Scientologists. So once again, as we always say, do not be afraid of them or what they say. Time is on our side. And we'll see you next time on Beyond the Things Written.